and good morning. Welcome to the first session of the day. Should we try that again? Good morning. Yay! Okay, interactive group here we got. Brayden. Hi, I'm just making sure you're all in the right spot. So this is Finding Security That's Right for You. I'm Elise Most. I'm going to be your host today, or your Q&A host. But we have Brayden Newell up here to kick us off. Welcome, Brayden.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, folks. This is great. Bear with us as we figure out. It's the first session of the day. We've got Q&A happening at the end through a new app. So bear with us as we figure out what we're actually doing with our lives, I guess. I don't know. But good morning, everyone, and welcome to Finding Security That's Right for You, Bolster Your Defense Strategy with Jamf. Oh, look, my remote work. Isn't that a win? All right. My name is Brayden Newell. I'm a learning experience designer in security for Jamf within our customer education department. I specialize in creating modern and engaging learning experiences like presentations, blog posts, and video training modules that focus on Jamf's security portfolio. So my job is to help you learn about the incredible tools Jamf has to offer to help your organization succeed with Apple. I am thrilled to be with you here today in Austin on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. As part of actually my first time here in Texas. And I am truly honored that all of you, as well as our folks on our live stream, chose to spend a little bit of time with me today to learn about security. But before we continue, can I just get something off my chest here, folks? Yeah? All right, so I just want to say, as a Canadian, my first time here in Texas, it's a little hot. Like, where's the snow? Does this place ever get snow? Like, I was driving in with talking to my driver, and I was like, so I have never ever experienced heat like this before a day in my life, not once. And you guys, and I'm sure people who are from Texas are like, yeah, I mean, what do you mean? This is nothing. And I'm like, this is so hot. Let's just say I shouldn't have worn a sweater leaving the airport. So, Jamf's security portfolio currently has 3 pillars. We have Jamf Protect, Jamf Safe Internet, and our newest offering, Jamf Executive Threat Protection, an advanced detection and response solution to the most sophisticated attacks that target high-value users like executives, traveling employees, journalists, and government officials. Now, Jamf Protect provides on-device macOS endpoint protection. Content filtering and network security is provided by both Jamf Protect and Jamf Safe Internet. And device threat monitoring is provided by all 3 solutions. While all these products offer an incredible range of security capabilities, today's session is about helping you discover how you can keep your users productive, block inappropriate content, and defend them from network-based threats with the content filtering and security powers of the Jamf Security Cloud. So whether you're an existing Jamf Protect customer who already leverages Jamf Protect's macOS malware protection capability, or are brand new to Jamf's security offerings, I'm here to help you learn about protecting your organization's devices, network activity, and ensure they follow your acceptable use policies with Jamf. And if you're unfamiliar, the Jamf Security Cloud is Jamf's content filtering and security domain database, where device internet traffic is securely vectored through to be compared against an organization's content and security policies. The Jamf Security Cloud has millions of domains categorized by both Jamf and trusted third parties who we've partnered with to create a robust content filtering database. So the next 25 minutes or so, my goal is to help you discover some of the capabilities powered by the Jamf Security Cloud that resonate with your organization. And to do that, we are going to walk through a guided scenario, and I'll provide some hypothetical examples so you too can see how simple it is to protect your users and ensure your devices are compliant. And near the end of this session, I'll provide some additional learning opportunities for your continuing education. After all, I am a learning experience designer. So regardless if you work for a small, medium-sized business, enterprise, education, healthcare, or government, there's something in this session for every organization. And at the end of this presentation, we have 15 minutes set aside to answer your questions, any questions you might have, and I'd be more than happy to chat after. If you haven't already been able to tell, I like to talk a lot. My friends oftentimes don't like that. Now, throughout this session, I'll oftentimes use the term capabilities. Capabilities refers to the individual feature or specific functionality that allows an organization to achieve a particular security goal. For example, Jamf Protect has a capability called malware protection, which prevents no malware from running on a Mac and quarantines the file. Malware protection is likely the capability that you associate most with Jamf Protect. But as we'll explore shortly, it isn't the only one. Now, with that definition out of the way, I do have a few questions that I wish to ask you all, and I'd like you to raise your hand if it applies to your organization. That's right, we're going to do a little audience interaction. How exciting is that? I appreciate the chuckles. You know, I hope my bad jokes get through once in a while. So, first, is your organization, whether it's a business, government entity, healthcare, or educational institution, it doesn't matter for these questions, are your organization concerned about any of the following questions? Raise your hand if your organization is concerned about users accessing inappropriate content on their devices. Right? Good chunk, right? We've got users, they're on their computer or on their phone, and you're like, well, can we maybe make sure they're not accessing stuff that might distract them from the day-to-day work? Is your organization concerned about users accessing inappropriate content, right? Accessing things that maybe we're like, it goes against our acceptable use policies, few folks. And is your organization concerned about users introducing malicious elements into our environment? So we're thinking spam. Wow, a lot of hands went up for that. We're talking spam, malware, or phishing, right? We're all really concerned about that. That's probably why you said, wow, a session about security. I want to go talk to this guy. And how many of your organizations currently implement some sort of network filtering to prevent access to inappropriate, unproductive, or potentially malicious content? Got a few folks, but definitely not as many hands as we were concerned about these malicious threats. So awesome. Thank you all so much for participating in my super scientific survey. I will be happy to note you in my future paper. Jamf's security portfolio continues to morph and evolve to meet the needs and expectations of you, our customers. After all, we just had a whole keynote on the power of and. And the product that represents this the most that we'll be talking about today is Jamf Protect. How many folks here currently use Jamf Protect? Few folks? Awesome. Maybe. There we go. Jamf Protect has long been the top-tier anti-malware and endpoint security solution designed solely and specifically for Mac OS. Funny enough, I'm actually doing my MBA, and I wrote a paper on the evolution of Jamf Protect. Plus, Jamf Protect also features removable storage control capabilities, restricting usage of removable USB media. But did you know that Jamf Protect also has some impressive network-based capabilities as well? First, there's web threat prevention, which complements malware protection by protecting user devices from network-based threats like phishing links, spam, cryptojacking, and malware network traffic. Second, there's mobile endpoint security, which brings Jamf Protect to mobile devices for the first time and can detect risky device states, such as out-of-date or vulnerable OS and app versions, if a device has been jailbroken, or if an iOS device has a risky configuration profile installed, to just name a few. And third, there's web content filtering, which gives organizations the ability to prevent access to unproductive, inappropriate, or non-compliant content on enrolled devices, such as games, adult, or unapproved cloud storage websites. In fact, there are dozens of content categories and over 100 subcategories of content to allow admins, like yourselves, to fine-tune your content filtering policies. And fourth, there's data capping, which lets organizations allot and manage mobile data usage on enrolled devices to minimize to manage mobile, I want to restart that. And fourth, there's data capping, which lets organizations allot and manage mobile data usage on enrolled devices to minimize financial risk by notifying users of their mobile data usage and limiting access to non-business critical applications once a usage threshold has been met. Data capping is great to keep roaming data costs in line too, as organizations can create contextual use policies, allotting users specific amounts of data based on geographic regions being visited, and then restricting data usage to a specific set of core business apps once that limit has been reached, or block certain apps from using mobile data altogether. Of course, Jamf Protect is available on Mac OS. After all, that's where it started. But these Jamf Security Cloud capabilities are also available on iOS, iPadOS, Android, and Windows. See, you can't, this thing can't keep up with me. Making Jamf Protect ideal for business, healthcare, and governments looking to improve their security posture. Next, also leveraging the Jamf Security Cloud, we have Jamf Safe Internet, a content filtering and security solution purpose-built for education, including K-12 schools and post-secondary institutions. Jamf Safe Internet features a simple user interface and affordable price point. It allows educational institutions to easily meet regional child safety regulations, while also preventing student and staff from accessing unproductive content like streaming services and games, inappropriate content like adult and gambling websites, and potentially malicious content that relate to spam, phishing, and malware network traffic. All similar features to Jamf Protect. Jamf Safe Internet has access to the same dozens of content categories and over 100 subcategories as Jamf Protect. One important differentiator, that's a hard word, differentiator, with Jamf Safe Internet is that it does not log any personally identifiable information on students. Jamf's approach to privacy is prevention over surveillance, meaning that specific users aren't identified alongside the websites reported by Safe Internet. What this means is that Safe Internet does report on websites visited by enrolled devices, including a separate report of websites blocked by the service, but it does not link that usage with specific users. To maintain this privacy-focused approach, Safe Internet supports select MDM and UEM solutions. macOS, iOS, and iPadOS devices are supported via Jamf School and Jamf Pro. Chromebooks via Google Admin Console, and our newest edition, Windows devices via Microsoft Endpoint Manager. Here's my friends Zach and Jessica. Zach is an IT administrator at a local school, while Jessica is an IT administrator for a technology company. These two example Jamf admins are going to be our catalysts to begin diving into configuring Jamf Protect's security cloud capabilities and Safe Internet policies. Now, I would love to find out a little bit more about the types of admins we have here in the room. So, who here is like Zach and manages devices for a school or university? Who here is an educational admin? Got a few folks, awesome. And then, so who here is like Jessica and you manage devices for a corporation or non-education organization? I'm going to assume the folks who just didn't raise their hand, you got lost trying to find the washroom. So this is awesome to see. We've got a really great mix here, actually. Really, really balanced. Both Zach and Jessica want to ensure that their devices meet the following criteria. Both want their devices to be protected against spam, phishing, and malware network traffic, something that I think a lot of folks in this room would also like. And they want to ensure that their users are unable to access unproductive content like social media websites, inappropriate content like adult websites, and cloud storage services, except for Google Drive, which is their only authorized solution for their organizations. Some of the requirements I listed are probably ones that every one of you either can relate to already have or wanting to implement within your organizations. So let's take a look at each product's respective portals and see how we configure these requirements. For Jamf Protect customers, like Jessica, we configure a threat response policy in the Jamf Security Cloud portal, formerly known as Radar. Here, not only do we want to make sure that spam, phishing, and malware network traffic is blocked by being toggled to active, but there are dozens of other categories which can notify us about risky activity on mobile devices, such as third-party app stores, jailbreaks, and out-of-date operating systems, to just name a few. You can see there's quite the list of security functionalities. To prevent access to specific domains or entire content categories, we either configure a block policy within the Jamf Security Cloud portal, or a content policy within the Jamf Safe Internet portal. While they have different names, they function very similarly. Here, we can Here, we can select block to prevent access to adult, social, and cloud and file storage. By selecting the plus icon to the left of any category, we expose a selection of subcategories, which is where we can set Google Drive to allow and see that other cloud storage solutions are still blocked. Scrolling down to the bottom of the page, we have security rules for safe internet customers like Jamf, or like Zach, where we can ensure that malware network traffic, phishing, and spam-related websites are all blocked. You can see a bit of a difference was that with Jamf Protect, we would have two different policies, one for security rules and one for content filtering. With Safe Internet, we have one single policy, primarily focused on that content filtering, with some core security rules at the bottom of the page. If you need to grant an exception to a particular restriction, well, there's a way to do that too. For example, say Jessica needs to permit her marketing team access to, say, social media. Well, we can carve out that exception without compromising the rest of our content and security rules. We can create a device group within the Safe Internet or Jamf Security Cloud portals, and then we can scroll down to social media and select Allow. Once we save and apply this change, devices assigned to the marketing group still get other restrictions assigned, but with permission to access social media. And not to worry, this feature is also available to Safe Internet customers too. An example I like to use is schools may wish to block tobacco-related websites, but maybe they have a specific grade who's doing a project on it. So the teacher may request that those websites are unblocked for the duration of the project. Now, if you're concerned about managing another portal, I know, don't be. Both the Jamf Security Cloud and Safe Internet portals include the ability to sync with Jamf Pro, Jamf School, and several other MDM and UEM solutions, bringing over important data like computer and mobile device groups, user data, and the ability to delete a device once removed from your management solution. So at this point, you're all probably wondering, Braden, how do we get these incredible capabilities deployed to your user devices? By the way, if you hear that across multiple sessions, I want to know I have this trademarked. OK, it's mine. Well, deploying Jamf Protect's security cloud capabilities and Jamf Safe Internet are easy. Step 1, using an activation profile found in either portal, we can grab a configuration profile to deploy to macOS, iOS, or iPadOS devices with Jamf School or Jamf Pro, or the alternative resource needed to deploy to a different management solution, or to deploy to Chromebooks, Android, or Windows devices. Step 2, we scope and deploy the configuration profile in Jamf Pro or Jamf School, or other resources using your MDM or UEM solution of choice. And for step 3, for iOS, iPadOS, Android, and Windows devices, we deploy the Jamf Trust app. For most devices, including those running iOS 16 and above, on-device content filtering is used. However, for devices running iOS 15 and below, they use the operating system's VPN architecture to securely vector this internet traffic to the through the Jamf Security Cloud. For all devices, including those running iOS 16 and above, the Jamf Trust app is still handy to deploy, as it's used for user push notifications and for user-initiated security scans. Now, with Jamf Protect security cloud capabilities and Jamf Safe Internet deployed, when a user or student attempts to visit a disallowed or malicious website, their query is securely vectored through the Jamf Security Cloud, compared to an organization's content policy, and results in them being redirected to a block page. And as you can see, it is incredibly quick. It finished before I could finish talking. And I should mention, one feature I didn't have a chance to showcase today is the ability to add custom-picked domains to an allow or block list. Should you want to take a specific website and either exempt it or block it as part of your content policies. And of course, we only had a short time here together today, but we have more incredible content available on the Jamf Learning Hub, which you can find at learn.jamf.com. This includes technical documentation for Jamf Safe Internet and the Jamf Security Cloud. The Jamf Learning Hub also provides direct access to our online training catalog, which has a Get Started with Jamf Safe Internet series that I created, and very soon, a series called Implement Jamf Protect Security Cloud Capabilities, coming later this year. Plus, while you're in the Jamf Learning Hub, consider taking a look at our Jamf 100 course to learn about device management, or the brand new Jamf 170 course to learn about Apple device security. And don't forget to check out the Jamf blog to stay up to date with all things Jamf, including some articles I've guest authored over there. Jamf also has a fantastic team of researchers and writers creating valuable resources you can find on our website, including ebooks, case studies, technical papers, and webinars. And lastly, some of my amazing colleagues in customer education run the Jamf's Training and Support YouTube channel. So make sure to go pull out your device, lots of you have them, and go subscribe over there. There are also some great content. There's a great content including a playlist with some excellent Jamf Protect videos. And finally, if you have any additional questions after this session, feel free to email success@jamf.com to get connected to the right team. Device management and security can be a complex business, but it doesn't have to be. Jamf helps you keep users productive, compliant, and protected while continuing to deliver day one support for the latest Apple releases. So I want to thank you all very much for joining me today. If you're interested in sharing your thoughts on how you would like to help, if you want to share your thoughts on Jamf's education or help provide some feedback on Jamf's customer education strategy, I have a brain date tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. where I'd love to chat more about customer education at Jamf and how it can help you. So I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have and anything you're still wondering. Thank you all very much.
Well, thanks, Braden. That was wonderful. So we got a few questions coming in here. Before I get started, though, I just want to let everyone know, if you didn't hear the announcement before, we're starting a new platform around the Q&A to allow our virtual attendees as well as our in-person attendees have a very thorough experience. We ask that all the questions go through the app. So some of them have already been submitted. I've been trying to diligently update them and answer them as we go through. But the ones we should talk about today, I'll get started and jump right in.
All right, we'll see how this goes.
The other thing I just real quick want to mention, so you mentioned your brain date. Mm-hmm. I know brain date is meant for our in-person audience. How can they reach you after this if you're a virtual attendee?
Oh, goodness. Does the JNUC app have some messaging feature built in?
Yes, it does. So it actually, you can see who the presenter is, and then
Fantastic.
They can, I think you can message right in there, or your LinkedIn and information.
Please, if you can find me, Braden Newell on LinkedIn, connect with me, let me know that you would love to connect and talk more. Should be pretty easy. I'm Jamf in customer education, so that'd be great.
Awesome. So one of the first questions we have upvoted is around the complexity around the naming. So we've heard a lot of things around Jamf Protect, threat defense, safe internet, content filtering, executive threat defense. What does Jamf Protect contain, and is it a single enrollment under Jamf Pro? So I'm going to answer this one in a couple parts for this group.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said you were going to answer it.
Oh, no.
Did she not just say she was going to answer it?
I'm sorry.
Okay, great.
No.
I was like, okay, please go ahead.
No, right.
Okay, so I am going to answer it. Okay, so that's a great question. So Jamf Protect, think of it kind of like at one point it was just our macOS anti-malware solution. But now it's more of I would say, an umbrella product, right? So it has all these different, what we like to call capabilities now underneath it. Now, to deploy Jamf Protect, there's actually two different ways to deploy it. So the traditional way we deployed Jamf Protect, we would use what we now call the macOS Endpoint Security Portal, and that has the anti-malware capability that many of us are probably used to, and it has the USB restriction capability that I mentioned. And those are all done through one portal. And that's through, we deploy a package like we did before. If you use Jamf Pro, there's an integration with Jamf Protect. To deploy the security cloud capabilities that this session focused on, we actually now use the Jamf Security Cloud portal. And from there, focusing on Apple devices, we can go in, we access an activation profile. One's made by default by Jamf, so it's super easy for you. And you actually download a configuration profile for your particular either mobile devices or Mac devices, and you will deploy that separately through Jamf Pro. Now, within the Jamf Security Cloud portal, there is what we call UEM Connect or UEM integration, where it essentially connects to Jamf Pro or Jamf School or another UEM or MDM, and that will sync a lot of your user data, your device data, with the Jamf Security Cloud portal, so it's a lot easier to manage. Does that answer that question?
Likely, but I think we're getting a couple more questions.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So I think the biggest question out there is safe internet. Wonderful capability. However, how do we buy it? And is it just for education? Or is it something that is actually bundled under Jamf Protect?
So that's a great question. So if you are a Jamf Protect subscriber today, or you decide to buy Jamf Protect tomorrow, you get all the Jamf Protect Security Cloud capabilities I talked about as part of your subscription with Jamf Protect. And some folks don't know that. So please, if you have a contact at Jamf and you want to learn more, you get that included as part of your Jamf Protect subscription. If you're interested in Jamf Safe Internet, forgive me, I am not in sales, I'm in customer education, but to my understanding, Safe Internet is just available to education customers, right? It's designed to work really, really well with Jamf School and Jamf Pro. But if you subscribe to Jamf Safe Internet, you get many of the very similar security cloud functionalities as Jamf Protect. So you get that content filtering, and you get the security rules for phishing, malware network traffic, and spam. Jamf Protect, of course, has a little bit more. We've got those mobile data usage controls. They've got a bunch more security rules. They've got some device threat monitoring to provide you some additional security telemetry on your mobile devices. But Jamf Safe Internet, specific for our education customers, and if you already subscribe to Jamf Protect, you've got the security cloud capabilities as part of that existing subscription.
Awesome. So for this group, to level set, if I understand it correctly, so Jamf Protect includes the capabilities that are offered within Safe Internet. It's just called content filtering, or there's a capability within the Jamf Protect umbrella?
That is exactly it.
Okay.
If you already subscribe to Jamf Protect, you basically get this. You get all the same functionality as Safe Internet within Jamf Protect with some other features. Well,
Brayden, you forgot. Do you remember we're offering Jamf Protect for every customer who came to Jamf this year?
I am so
JNUC this year.
As part of our trusted access, experience.
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully, you got a notification on your JNUC app. I got one when I was leaving the keynote. That you can actually experience the whole trusted access solution. If I understand correctly, doesn't matter what you already subscribe to, you can get access to everything and try to experience the whole trusted access solution.
Yeah, so give it a try. And then the other question is, so those are the two different offerings we have. So we took out Safe Internet within Jamf Protect and offered it for education.
Yes.
What about executive threat defense? How does that come into the play with Jamf Protect and Safe Internet?
Awesome. So executive threat prevention, really cool new product, right? Personally, I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with it, but it is on my roadmap. But the idea is it basically takes a existing device state when you're in a trusted location, right? We're here in the US, but maybe we have an executive, or we're a media company and we have journalists, and they're traveling to places that maybe the data isn't as secure, right? There's a greater risk for malware or some sort of malicious activity on the device. And what executive threat prevention does is it provides some additional telemetry to say, hey, we're noticing something. There could be a device at risk. You have your hand up. I don't. Okay, perfect. Sometimes we get Jamf employees joining in here, and they like to chime in. But executive threat prevention provides some additional security telemetry or some additional security information. So when you're traveling abroad, it takes a device state before you leave, and it's able to compare that pre-departure information to any potential changes in the device state while the device is abroad. And this helps mitigate the risk of a device becoming compromised or there's malware. So for those users most at risk, it gives a little bit more peace of mind on ensuring the device remains secure. And if there is a security event detected, we can have the tools to begin to remediate that either automatically through our MDM or UM solution or manually by partnering with the user.
So we got a question in person. Do you want to ask it, and then I'll repeat it through the mic?
Fantastic question. So we just had a question. I mentioned Windows, Chromebooks, and Android. Of course, or Jamf. It's a little new for us to explore these new operating systems. So if you are a Jamf Protect customer and you're interested in these security cloud capabilities, they are not only available on macOS, iOS, and iPadOS, but they're now also available on Android and Windows devices. So if you're a Jamf Protect subscriber and you want to use not the macOS anti-malware capability, that's still Mac only, but the security cloud capabilities I talked about, those are available now on Windows and Android. Safe Internet is a little bit different. Safe Internet still supports macOS, iOS, and iPadOS, but if you also have Chromebooks or Windows devices, you can deploy Safe Internet to those devices as well. So the only difference there is Jamf Protect does not currently support Chromebooks, but it does support Android, and Safe Internet does not support Android, but it does currently support Chromebooks. Does that answer your question? It does. Perfect. You're very welcome.
So a related question is, when did this offering become available?
Which offering?
When did Jamf Protect become available for iOS, iPad, and It's been macOS for
It's been macOS since 2019 when it launched. Yep. And these security cloud capabilities, I don't remember the exact date. I want to say it's a little over a year now. I think it's been a little over a year. June?
The SKU consolidation happened this last year. So the offering within the umbrella of Jamf Protect and all of the capabilities became available this year.
And we should mention, a lot of these capabilities were actually mentioned originally as separate SKUs, right? So we had Jamf Threat Defense and Jamf, I think it was called Data Capping, and we brought those in under the Jamf Protect banner, and eventually we spun up Jamf Safe Internet as its own separate incredible product. For, if you've heard of when we had, was it called Jamf Zero Trust Network Access? Or Jamf Private Access, sorry. At one point we had Jamf Private Access, and we bundled that in to Jamf Connect. So we just kind of started amalgamating some of our SKUs to provide more value back to you guys.
Okay, the next question is a little deviation, but how does, and you can let us know if this is a question too deep for an introductory type session, but how does Jamf Trust or the pseudo VPN work with something like Zscaler?
Ooh. I'm very sorry. That I do not know the answer to. With that said, do you know the answer to this?
No, I do not.
No, okay. For apologies, I work in customer education, so I focus very high level on providing very broad content. But connect with me on LinkedIn, or if you're here in person, outside, and we can try to find you a person who can help you find that answer. So,
yep. Or come to the booth.
Come to the
expo booth.
Thank you.
Downstairs, they are fully staffed with
really
support
and
there. Technical support and customer success. So we're here to support you. It's just not probably the two of us on stage.
So the answer is we do not know, but we would love to help you find out.
Okay, I'm trying to look for any of the higher level questions, Braden, that we can answer today. Does anyone in the room or online have a specific one besides that? Let's see. Other thing around clarity on terms. So we have another question around, is Jamf Security Cloud the same thing as Safe Internet? Or why do we keep referencing Jamf Security Cloud in all of our presentations?
What an awesome question. So the Jamf Security Cloud is the infrastructure that supports Jamf Protect's these Jamf Protect network capabilities and Jamf Safe Internet. And the reason I say it like that is Jamf Protect has that incredible history of being a really awesome anti-malware solution for macOS, but now we've added what we call our security cloud capabilities, which really focus on that network filtering side of things. Jamf Safe Internet, though, that is just solely network filtering, a network filtering application, which is why I say Jamf protects security cloud capabilities and Safe Internet. But the what was the question again? I apologize. I had like a really great train of thought, and then I.
What's the term of Jamf Security Cloud?
Sorry, and the Jamf Security Cloud. The Jamf Security Cloud is just that server infrastructure that supports that filtering. So it has millions of domains either categorized by Jamf. So we have a website, maybe we'll categorize it as technology and cloud storage. There's millions of domains either categorized directly by Jamf, or we've partnered with some trusted third parties to do that. And it is just the server infrastructure that supports Jamf Protect and Safe Internet in their network filtering.
Okay, last term question, and probably last question of the session today. Jamf Trust, another term that we've heard throughout the presentation today and in the keynote. What's the difference? And how would you describe Jamf Trust interaction with Jamf Protect or Safe Internet?
So Jamf Trust, that is, it's not a product, but it is about a holistic solution. It's about leveraging the tools that we talked about today to be a part of ensuring your devices are secured. Right? It's about Jamf Trust on a broader picture is about using management, identity, and security to ensure your devices, your users, your devices are secure and they're able to access the resources that they need in a secure way. Jamf Protect and Jamf Safe Internet are just tools as part of that. It's part of the security bundle of that trusted access vision. I know there's a lot of terms and it's confusing, and I hope my work my work as a learning experience designer and my team in customer education, our job is to hopefully figure out ways to make it more understandable.
Can I try this one too?
Sure, please.
So the way I've tried to understand Jamf Trust, as we've gone through the evolution of becoming a management and security platform, is Jamf Trust is that end user application that they interact with to get that security outcome, or to get that protected outcome that we're looking for. So some of you may have Pro here, some of you may have School now as a management offering. That end user application that the end user that our IT admin is deploying, that's self-service. That's, I'm trying to remember what it's called in Jamf School, but this same thing applies on the security side, that it is Jamf Trust that end user is experiencing. Any other questions? Otherwise, we are at time, and we want to give you enough time to exit the room. If you're going to stay in here after this session, you can leave your bags, but we do ask you leave the room so we can kind of clean it out, get it ready, get the presenter information, and
I believe it's lunchtime, too.
Details.
So I hope everybody
Awesome.
enjoys lunch. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely day, and thank you those on the live stream.
Thank you all.